Abawashte.
Wajay, everybody.
I'm Kairyn Potts,
My name is Scott Wabano.
and welcome to the Real Rank podcast.
Let's get rank. Ew.
Oh my God.
We literally just filmed our first intro.
Oh my God. Can I just say how exciting it is and how fun it is to actually finally be saying that after how much preparation and talking about this project we've done over the past couple of months? It just kind of feels surreal.
It's really been a long time coming, I find. I feel like the people wanted this for a while.
I wanted this for a while.
Yeah, no, actually, same.
One thing about me is I'm your friend, but I'm a fan first. That's what I always say. So just being able to be on a podcast like this with you is just so exciting. It's literally a dream come true.
I wish I could say the same. Just kidding. Going right out the bat.
Ooh, spicy already. All right. Round one.
No,
Just kidding.
I'm so happy to be doing this with you. I feel like I couldn't really picture doing it with anybody else, honestly.
Okay. Real quick. So it's called the Real Rank podcast.
The Real Rank Podcast, guys. Welcome.
Why is it called the Real Rank podcast?
Because we're fucking rank.
Fair and valid. But
And I feel like everybody needs a little bit of rankness in their lives.
I agree. I feel like people who aren't rank are lying. Like, you are rank. Everyone's rank. And I was telling Scott kind of off camera earlier that like being rank isn't a bad thing.
Mm-hmm.
And even the word rank is just something we've always said in Indigenous communities, especially where I'm from. Growing up, like you're like ranking out, or like quit being rank, or like holy that's rank, or wow, real rank.
Real rank.
Real rank. And so when we were thinking of names, that's something that we both kind of agreed on.
Just rolled off the tongue. Really
It totally rolled off the tongue. RR, the real rank pod, it just makes sense.
Let's get rank, guys.
It just gets ranked. So question, why did we even make this podcast? Like what can our listeners and our viewers who are here tuning in visually, what can they expect from this podcast? What makes it different?
Honestly, I always like to just word it like it's almost like you're just having a conversation with your cousins, your aunties, your friends, your crew. Yeah, something to just listen to and chill, because I feel like everything's just very, very wellness and serious and about trauma right now, which is really important. They're very educational content. It's just that content isn't for us. It's not for us. It's for non-Indigenous people, or like we mentioned, like people who are reconnecting or learning more about the culture. It's about them, but we need something that's for people like us, and like the res kids out there who just like to sit down and talk about some things. And I feel like there's some podcasts right now that don't really talk about the topics that I want to like listen to and talk about,
Yeah, exactly. I'm listening to quite a few like pretty prolific Indigenous podcasts, but most of them are about like crime and are about trauma and are about resilience and wellness and medicine wheel teachings. And all of these are so important and so amazing, which is why I listen to them. But I do find myself craving like just a smidge of rank, I just want a little bit of rankness. And we both have been guests on many podcasts, and they kind of are all sort of the same when it comes to like the way that they ask questions. I get asked probably the same question every single time I do a podcast. And
what does two-spirit mean to you?
How did you get into TikTok? Which is fine. It's great.
Yeah.
But there's only so many times you can tell that story. And I feel like I'm craving a little bit more like two-spirit baddie focused content. I'm not sure that there's very much out there. And yeah, at the end of the day, I just want to laugh. I want to talk about pop culture. Yeah. I want to talk about what's going on in the news right now. I want to talk about who's wearing what. I want to talk about all the tea that's going on in the community, because girl, there's no lack of tea.
Oh my God. The teapot is overflowing right
It's
now.
overflowing, and I love a good stir. And here's the thing. If you're going to be one of those people who's like, oh my God, you guys are gossiping and you're spreading da-da-da-da-da. Here's the thing. Don't try to act like you aren't interested when you see drama happening on Facebook. You're also there reading.
I'm going through all 80 fucking 100 of those comments. Oh my God. Sorry, I'm swearing. But I'm going through like 100 of those comments. I'm invested in drama.
Yeah.
We all get invested in drama. It's no shame.
It's just as humans, we can't really help it when things pop off in the community, especially because we're so sort of heavily involved in film and TV and media and fashion, and we're at all of these events and we're meeting all of these people that we look up to that are role models of ours, and then we see, oh, so and so did this like really scandalous thing, like
Oh my God.
it's kind of important for us to know.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I don't know. I think so too. And don't get me wrong, I love me some good tea. I love just like knowing like, oh my God, like just like the inside scoop and like being in, because like I feel like when you're invited to these parties, there's like a lot of people who are, you know, they're outsiders kind of looking in, and they want to know like what goes on at these parties, like who's all there, who's hanging out, who doesn't hang out, you know, who has drama, and we see a fair share of that. Honestly.
Yeah. It's not like we're just the center of drama, but whenever you go to those events, it's kind of hard to like not see what's going on. And
they're always so fun too, honestly.
They really are. And if you're not having fun at those events, I feel like a large part of it is like who you hang out with. Try to surround yourself with like just genuinely cool people. But it can be a little bit like alienating if you feel like you're on the outside kind of looking in. But for the most part, I find that like if you just go up and talk to people,
if you find the right people, it's very welcoming.
Totally.
Very warm. You'll have a great time, great experience. Because don't get me wrong, like I've been to my fair share of events and meeting some people where it's just been, you know, not the greatest encounters.
I've been straight up bullied. These events.
I've been escorted out in an event.
Oh, we'll talk about that.
We'll get into that.
Oh
we
my
have
God.
so much stories that we want to share with you guys.
So that's a little bit of what viewers can expect from our podcast. It's just meant to be just a safe space where we can be a little bit rank and talk about some personal things that we've been through, talk about some important topics in our lives, talk about some of the celeb, pop culture, gossip, some stories. And yeah, get a little bit of rank. That's it.
Yeah, we all need, like I said, we all need rankness in our lives.
So before we get into our first kind of topic, I want to know, who are you wearing?
I'm wearing myself. Who are you wearing?
I'm wearing you.
Oh my God.
It's a full circle moment because we are wearing Wabano. I mean, come on, it's the first episode. For those of you who are viewing us and not just listening, you'll see we're wearing turtlenecks. This is from the official collection, Scott's first drop. So excited. I'm also wearing, for those of you who can see, I'm wearing Inner Wolf jewelry. This is by Asha. These are custom made for me by Asha. They're pearl. Yeah, with some lightning bolts because of my spirit name. So yeah, really big shout out to Inner Wolf Jewelry for decking me out today.
Asha's really talented too. I love her jewelry.
Yeah, we love Asha.
I would love to do a collab with Asha one day because I've always wanted to get into like silverware jewelry. I just
like metalworking,
silverware. Not so much gold. Maybe I would dabble into gold, but Asha's
I
definitely...
love gold. Sorry, that's the first thing that came to my mind. Ew, okay. All right, so why don't we explain a little bit about who we are? Because there's going to be a lot of new listeners who are going to be like, who are these queens?
Yeah.
Why don't you tell us a little bit about who you are?
Oh my God, where do I start?
So it all started in 1476 when Columbus landed. It's really where all my trauma started.
Literally. Oh my God. I don't even know where to start. Well, I was born and raised in Moose Factory, Ontario, Moose Cree First Nation territory, located on Treaty 9. I was born to two residential school survivors. My dad, Richard Wabano from Attawabascat, and my mom, Virginia. She's from Moose Factory, Waskaganish. So yeah, I kind of grew up there. Grew up res life, was in and out of the res. I remember going to high school in the city. Well, elementary stool.
Elementary stool.
Oh, sorry, guys. I'm illiterate a little bit right now. But yeah, I went to grade 8. A little bit of high school in North Bay, Ontario, which is about like 6 hours from there. So I feel like I kind of got that experience of growing up in the res, being a little res kid, but also growing up native in like an urban community and like trying to find like your community in an urban setting like that. Mm-hmm. And yeah, I've just been a little powwow dancer growing up. So I was always like raised with culture, powwow. Like that was kind of me and my mom's thing. My mom was like an alcoholic growing up too. I feel like a lot of our parents were battling a lot of trauma from residential school. So I also inherited a little bit of trauma too.
It's what made you funny.
Yeah.
Looking.
Babe, it's not my fault. But yeah, I don't know. I kind of grew up just, I don't even know how. I feel like I'm always talking about myself in interviews and like everything that I do, that now when I'm talking about myself, like, and I need to talk about myself, I'm just like, what more can I fucking say? Just Google me, ho.
Stupid. I actually hate Googling.
The other day, Kai was like, did you ever Google yourself? And I was like, every day.
I was like, that's not healthy.
Oh my God.
And the funniest fucking part about this is we're in this Uber and I was like, I'm gonna Google you. So I Googled Scott. Tell me why. One of the first things that came up was a negative review.
Oh my God.
There was a 1-star review on his business and it was from a disgruntled customer who was like, I just wanted to support Scott's business. I bought a $500 jacket from him. He didn't make it for me. I just wanted to help him out because I knew he needed money.
I don't even know who this girl was. And I looked through my customers. Her name's not even on there. So I don't know who she is, but if you just email me. Fuck. But yeah, what a fucking review to come up. First fucking search.
Listen, in the spirit of radical transparency, I think that that's a great thing to come up. I Googled myself a couple of times. I was surprised because you'd like do things and then they're big things, but then you just like forget that you did them.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, oh yeah, I did do that. Wow. Slay, go me. Like, forgot about that.
I feel that.
But then looking back and being like, wow, so much skinnier. Wow, look how beautiful it was.
Oh my God. I hate looking at photos of me in the past because I have a lot of body image issues. I'm like, oh my God,
I have a lot of issues with your body as well.
Like a rank. Oh my God, but no. I feel like, I think that's something that really, like, we both relate to is like we were such skinny twinks back when we
even
were
like 4 or 5 years ago.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Like COVID days.
I was literally when I first moved to Toronto, I was like 130 pounds, like just tiny and
skinny queen, skinny waist.
I was mentally ill, so also note. And I feel like I'm much healthier now.
Girl, you're still mentally ill.
You're just bigger. For real though. Okay, but for real, you're a designer. You're a creative director. Like, I'm just gonna answer the question for you. I'm like, who is he? Well, who isn't he? Just kidding.
Yeah, I guess I kind of didn't dive into like my career.
No, like what are you known for? What do people think of when they think of Scott Wabano?
Icon, legend.
Oh, gosh.
Well, I work as a fashion stylist. That's kind of where I kind of got my start within fashion, working as a fashion stylist for Leslie Hampton. Then that translated into working for brands with like Sephora, Indigenous Fashion Arts, Lululemon, just doing different red carpet looks. And then decided I wanted to start up my own brand because I was just really inspired by Leslie. Like, Leslie was one of my biggest inspirations and one of the reasons why I started my brand. So yeah, I just kind of took a page out of her book and started my own brand. Wabano, had my debut show at New York Fashion Week, which actually Kai was a model of. Oh my God, and we'll have to talk about that experience.
She models, y'all.
She almost died.
Holy frick. Oh my God, that's so true.
I can't wait to dive into that story because that weekend was crazy.
Yeah. Even just like, I was there and I'm still like, wow, I can't believe that we actually did that. That was crazy.
And nobody could really say that their first runway show was at New York Fashion Week or their, like, yeah, really did that.
She really did that. Thing she did, that.
But yeah, and then I started on like TikTok in the pandemic, and that's kind of when me and Kai met. Yeah, I was just making videos in my room and my condo. I feel like everybody was because we didn't really have nothing to do.
Yeah.
And then fast forward to today, I'm here on a podcast with you.
Crazy how time flies.
Yeah. But enough talking about me. I want to hear about you, your life story. You're in Toronto.
I am in Toronto.
You weren't always an Ontario resident.
No, I'm a prairie boy from Alberta, from good old Alberta, Bama. That's where I was born and I grew up. Yeah, I was born in Edmonton in a Miskutchewa-Skaykan, Treaty 6 territory, and my mom is the late Sheila Marie Potts. Never knew my dad. He left before I was born, and so don't know who he is. Dad, if you're listening, I miss you. Please send me a DM. He could be dead though, so there's that. So I don't know.
Still be getting milk.
Yeah, could still be getting milk. But no, sometimes I like to tell people that my dad died because it's easier to say that he died than maybe he didn't want me.
We're getting right into it now. I mean, I feel like that's true though. I mean, it's good to share that truth.
Yeah, we do things, I think, growing up as kids as ways to like protect ourselves. Mm-hmm. And so when I was going to school, how do I explain to the other kids when I go to like parent teacher conferences? Oh, your mom's not here, your dad's not here. What happened?
Yeah.
Like, where are they? Are they in traffic? And I'm like, no, like, oh, they died. It's just easier to say that. Mm-hmm. And my mom passed away when I was 7 years old. So right off the bat, very young age, I was orphaned. And my mom passed away through complications with HIV because she was an intravenous drug user. And it took a long time for me to be like really okay with saying all of that. But even then I would lie to people and just be like, oh yeah, cancer. Like just easy things that people would understand because there's just too much of a story behind it, you know? And as a story that like strangers don't really deserve that story from me. And I don't really have to tell them that story. So I always just tell people she passed away of cancer or whatever. But yeah, so between the ages of 4 and 8, I was living in foster care. I got apprehended when I was 4 years old, my brother Yannick and I, and we were taken to Sherwood Park, which is this small town, suburban kind of area, metropolis outside of Edmonton. I lived there from 4 to 8. I went to a Catholic school. I was baptized. I lived with a Munya family, a white family, and I thought that I was white, to be honest.
Yeah, how was that experience? Like,
I was the only brown kid in a sea of just literally exactly what you think it is. It's just super pale, freckled, blonde hair, blue-eyed kids at this Catholic school where we like do our prayer every morning and like, oh my God, it was like so quintessential. And my best friend's name was Jason Anderson. That's like the whitest name ever.
So bland.
So bland.
Shout out to Jason. I hope you're listening.
Jason, I miss you. Just kidding. Thank you for bringing me Bionics every morning for the school bus ride. But yeah, I didn't know that I was Indigenous until... So my mom passed while I was in care. I remember being there when she died, and that's a whole story I can get into another time. But I remember my auntie, so my eldest auntie, my grandma had 14 kids. Crazy, like lots. And my mom was the second youngest. So the oldest was my Auntie Caroline. And my Auntie Caroline was much older than my mom and already had 8 of her own kids. So once my mom died, my auntie adopted me, my Auntie Caroline, and she became my mom when I was 7, 8 years old. And then I moved in with her into the inner city of Edmonton. And oh boy, did I find out very quickly that I was Indigenous. Because let me tell you, when you grow up in mega poverty with like 14 new siblings because of all my mom's kids and all the kids she was taking care of that weren't her kids, like my sister's kids and my cousins, and like it was a house of just chaos. There was a lot of love, but there was a lot of trauma. There was a lot of chaos. There was a lot of drinking. I have a lot of really good memories, but a lot of really bad memories growing up that way. And one good thing though is that my family is quite traditional. My mom Caroline was she really believed in prayer, and she was very much involved with the ceremonies, and she made it a mission to make sure that my brother and I were integrated as well as we could with the res. So we visited the res all the time. Every other week we're driving out to the res to just hang out and visit family. This is kind of funny, I used to ride my bike with my brother all the way from Edmonton to Enoch, which was like a 5-hour like bicycle
My
ride on a
God,
highway
Enoch, where dreams are made of.
where dreams are made of. Good old Muskegesick. And I used to live in Enoch for months at a time during the summers, and Enoch was like a second home to me. So like even though technically I'm registered in Paul Band, my mom's from Alexis. Alexis and Paul Band are they're like brother reserves, they call them, because two brothers kind of came together to the area and then split up and came up with like two different communities. So that's Paul and Alexis.
Okay, history lesson.
Okay. We're Ithgabi and Nakota Sioux. But I grew up Cree because of my mom, Caroline. Her dad was Josie Potts, and he was very Cree. And so when we would go to Paul Band, we would speak both Stony, which is our Ithgabi language, and then we would also speak Cree. And I was learning Cree in school at the time too. So like right from 6 years old all the way until I was like 12, 11, I was speaking Cree every day at school. So that's why
Must be nice.
it is. But we speak different Cree.
Yeah.
Mine's better. Just kidding. No.
Oh my God, I'm gonna start a whole war.
Good. Just kidding. Bring it on. Fuck. No. But yeah, so grew up in Enoch, and I grew up as an Oscapio in ceremony with the late Cecil Nepus and at his lodge. And so we would do like night lodges, we would do feasts, giveaways, we would do round dances, we would have sweat lodge ceremonies, we would do basically everything. And so I grew up I would say blessed to be able to like be with the boys and wake up at 4 a.m. and jump in the back of the truck and drive an hour away to go pick rocks and like go into the bush and like cut down trees, and like we were being put to work.
Yeah.
And I got really good at knowing what my job was. And we can talk about this later, but like even as a two-spirit person, as feminine and like as girly as I was still just one of the boys.
Yeah.
And I was treated that way, and like nobody really like said anything about it, which was nice. I got teased obviously a lot, but when it came to like ceremony and stuff, people were always really good to me. And yeah, so I grew up quite traditional, which was really nice. I grew up pow dancing. I was a traditional men's bustle sneak up dancer for like a year and a half, and then I switched to Métis dancing and I became a jigger, championship jigger, might I add?
Yeah,
because that's real important.
We around champions right now.
Oh yeah, she's won a couple of Métis fests. She's been to back to Batoche. my cousin Joey Gladue was the best jigger in the world, and he got hit by a car and passed when he was quite young. I think he was in his 20s. And so I jig in honor of him. So that's really important. That's a big reason why I jig. But yeah, so all that to be said, I grew up very blessed to have a very resi family, and to be around all of my siblings and stuff. My aunt who adopted me, my Auntie Caroline, she passed away when I was in my last year of high school, going into my last year of high school. This is a really long story, so I'm just going to say it as quickly as I can. It was a really rough time. Yeah. It was very, very tough for me, because I essentially lost another mother and I had really nowhere to go. So I was like living on my sister's couch. I stayed with a friend of mine from school, stayed with his family for 4 or 5 months, and was just couch hopping until I started going to a homeless shelter. It's called the Youth Emergency Shelter Society. Yes, it's called. Right on White Avenue in Edmonton, and I lived in a homeless shelter for 5 or 6 months.
Damn.
Yeah, and
how old were you again?
I was 17. 16 going on 17. And I remember being terrified. It was really scary.
Was there like other teenagers or like other?
Yeah. So what you would have to do is every single day you'd have to like line up to make sure that you got a bed, and there would be tons of youth there. We're talking everywhere from like 12 to like full ass adults. And I would always make sure that I got a bed. And one of the workers, who was not even much older than I was, some white girl, she's like, you come here a lot. She's like, you seem like you have everything together. Like, what's the issue? And I'm like, oh, well, I don't have like parents. Like, yeah, like everyone died. Like, I don't know what to do. And so she helped me get into what's called the SKY program, Skills for Youth. And I lived there that's where I lived for 4 months. It's still in the same building, but it's just on the other side of the building where it's more permanent housing, or more long-term housing, I would say. So I lived there, graduated high school, thankfully, got a caseworker, and ended up getting my own place. I went to university, studied psychology at the U of A, and then I transferred to the MacEwan University. And then bada bing, bada boom, started working in social work. I did a lot of work in social work as a youth advocate, working for the Office of the Child and Youth Advocate, as well as Child and Family Services. I worked for Service Alberta for a bit as an information officer for the Residential Tenancy Dispute Resolution Services. I worked for disability and inclusion. Lots of really boring desk jobs where I'm basically just a glorified admin.
Oh my God. Yeah.
But they had these like crazy titles, but really all I do is sit there and answer emails and like schedule things for people and like. So even though I was like working for the government in policy, I really was not fulfilled at all in that life. And I did a lot of volunteering for the Edmonton Two Spirit Society.
Shout out to them.
Shout out to E2S, which actually was started as Two Spirit Yeg with a bunch of us, but it was started by James McCocus, which was really
I love him.
Big role model of mine.
Oh my God, he was on Amazing Race, if anyone who doesn't know.
He won Amazing Race.
Amazing Race Canada, right?
Yeah, he won Amazing Race Canada with his husband, Anthony. Amazing. And
so cute.
You know what's so funny is I remember being 16 and being at the Central Neighborhood Child and Family Services office in Edmonton on 97 and 118, right in the hood. And I remember going there and being like heartbroken and being sad, not knowing where I was going to eat, what I was going to wear, like really just struggling. And I remember looking at the bulletin board and they're always filled with like 100 different brochures about everything, right? Everything from like time management to condoms to this and that, right? And I remember seeing one and it was like James McCocus, little baby James. I think he must have been barely in his 20s.
Oh my God.
But he had these little braids and he had this big smile and he had a stethoscope on. And I guess he was like doing a master's of like medicine or something. I don't know. But I remember it saying like Indigenous youth can like do anything. And it was like James McCocus, two spirit student, doctor in training, like future doctor. Like, and I remember looking at it and being shocked.
Yeah.
Like fully being like, is this real? No. Like there's actually a two-spirit person from Enoch.
That's pretty iconic.
Going and becoming a doctor. And he's like openly two-spirit. And he was like feminine and everything. And I was like, oh my God.
I feel like James has always just been that bitch because I even like when I think about two-spirit and like the word two-spirit and hearing it on like a much more mainstream kind of scale or global scale or national scale for that matter, like it was by James and Anthony when they were on Amazing Race Canada and just like getting to hear their story and their perspectives on it and their teachings on it. It was really just like, I don't know. I remember that made me feel like seen, made me feel represented, made me feel really good. And just, yeah, it was just really cool seeing that there was like other two-spirit folk out there who were just on the same journey.
Just such great advocates. And really that I think to me highlighted one of the first times in my life where I ever truly felt like representation was important because I had no hope. And then that just seeing that little brochure, that little billboard, it wasn't even a billboard. It was like a little poster, but seeing that just made me feel so much better. Oh, it just made me feel hopeful. I was just like, wow, this is amazing. And fast forward, now we're besties.
I love that.
Love James.
And, he also owns
I love
Rainbow Lodge that you helped with before, right?
Yeah. So James and Anthony have on their property a lodge where they do ceremony and they work with Jerry Saddleback a lot, which is awesome. And they host ceremony for two-spirit people. And one great part about this lodge that they have is that they help two-spirit people to learn how to be a part of the lodge more than just attending.
Yeah.
If you come and you show up and you want to be a part of the lodge, they'll like put you to work and they'll show you without you even having to ask. They'll like come up to you and be like, hey, I need your help. Come do this with me. And they'll show you how to do it. So we're like putting up teepees and like starting feasts and like literally building the lodge, like shovels and everything. Like they show you how to do all of it. And as a two-spirit person, especially as a femme man growing up, you kind of get scared a little bit about like people shooing you away or getting mad at you.
You can't be doing that.
Yeah. And one thing that I'll say about like a lot of elders, especially where I come from, is some of the men in particular, they can be sort of scary.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's the right word, but
just very hyper.
It's very like the masculinity is like smothering almost at times. And I don't know if it's a trauma response or what it is, but whenever I'm in a situation where I'm surrounded by nothing but that kind of energy, just like hardcore masculine energy, yeah, it makes me feel super uncomfortable. And the thing is like, I love masculinity. I think it's amazing. But when the pendulum swings too far to the other side and it starts becoming like toxic,
like toxic, yeah.
Then there's issues. And so thankfully, these types of lodges exist for our Two-Spirit people. So yeah, he was definitely a big role model of mine during that time that I was really struggling. And yeah, and then through my 20s, I worked for government and then worked for nonprofits and then volunteered a lot. And then the pandemic happened and I got fired from the city of Edmonton. Got laid off actually.
I always say, but that was like, it wasn't like a bad thing that happened in your life.
No, it was bad at the time.
I mean, yeah.
It felt like the end of the world at the time. I was so sad. I got this job as a mental health officer for the city of Edmonton and I was like, I've made it. This is like, I'm going to work my way up and get like a really bougie salary and like everything's going to be amazing.
Do you think you would have became mayor of Edmonton?
Fuck. Actually, maybe. Just kidding. Would I want to be? No. Absolutely not. My aunties always message me on Facebook. When are you running for council? You literally can run for council. I'm like, then I'd have to move back and I love living in Toronto. And I'm like, I don't know if that life's for me. I feel like I'm doing okay enough work for the community doing what I do.
Yeah.
So I don't
always need to be in political positions to make change.
And to be political.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I definitely get that. But yeah, so pandemic happened. The fucking global pandemic Wabano.
Oh my God.
What the global panini. Yeah, that was crazy. So 3,600 of us got laid off. I was devastated. I knew I was getting laid off. I was just hired. I was only there for a month. And then we were instantly moved to working from home. Yeah. And I still hadn't even been properly onboarded. So I didn't know what the hell I was doing. And since we were occupational health and safety, we're the first people that have to respond to this pandemic. Okay. So none of we had no resources to train me.
She was on the front line.
I was a frontliner, but I got sent home to work from home. And you know what? I would have days where they wouldn't even message me once all day.
Oh God.
And I was like, I would log in for work.
Working.
Yeah, I'd be like, here, I'm like, good morning, everyone. So they know I'm logged in. I'm like, my computer's open. And I would just go for walks and I would just like cook food and I would read books and I'd watch YouTube videos and Netflix and wait for like someone to respond to me. And I would just get no response. And people would be like, hey, Kai, checking in. Like, we're still very busy. We're overwhelmed right now. Just like, wait and like, we'll have somebody report to you.
Yeah.
I wasn't given any work for literally 2 weeks.
Maybe that's why you got fired. That lack of initiative.
Yeah. Maybe you're a terrible employee. And then they announced, they were like, we're going to make a big announcement about like our team and our organization. And I was like, oh God, here it comes.
All those big announcements.
Yeah. And the CEO was crying, bawling in this meeting, having to lay off all these people. And I was like, I know I'm a part of this. And then the meeting ended and they were like, if you get an email in the next 15 minutes, then you know that you're a part of this cut.
Oh my God.
I got an email in like 3 minutes. I was like, yep, there it is. I got a little bit of a severance pay. They gave me like 3 months salary, which was nice.
Yeah.
Because I became an alcoholic. Because after that I was depressed and I was going through some issues with my partner at the time. He and I were like kind of separated, so I was like heartbroken as well. I just lost my job. Pandemic's happening. I got sick. I didn't get COVID, but I got really sick and I was scared that I got COVID and I was just like, my life is ending. Like this is over. This is it. And then downloaded TikTok as everyone did. And the rest is history.
Oh my God. Should we get into how we met?
Please. This is one of my favorite stories.
Because we met before the pandemic actually happened, eh?
Yeah.
Like it was just beginning, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. So once
it was a second win for him.
Yeah. Okay. So I guess I'll start off. Well, I'll give a little bit of a backstory. I remember this was like, it was in like the winter months. I think it was like a January or February. And I remember during that time, it was shortly after I went to this conference with my sister cousin Morgan Spence. I don't know if you guys know her. We love her. But yeah, we went to this conference and we fucking bendered. Like we got too drunk.
I'm dead.
And I remember it kind of just like, we just scared ourselves sober. And we were like, okay, like I think that was when we were like, okay, let's try and go sober for a bit, you know? Like we were both living together, decided to go sober. I think we were like 2 weeks into our sobriety. And anybody who knows anybody who's ever tried to go sober knows that those first few weeks, your emotions are just fucked. You know, like they're just like messed up. They're just so haywire, out of control. Anyways, we learned about this Two-Spirit conference. And, I wanted to learn more about kind of my role, I guess you could say, as a Two-Spirit person, specifically within like a governance type of structure, the way like Two-Sims is, like how they work. And just wanted to like meet more people and like meet people that I could learn from and just kind of like find a community. So we ended up finding this Two-Spirit conference, a second wind form from the Two Spirits in Motion Society. Me and Morgan and my friend Jo Marie was actually also there. Jo Marie was actually the one who kind of got us connected into this conference, and that's where we went. I remember I was also coming out of a really abusive relationship too. I think it was like a 2-year toxic relationship.
Yeah, we don't like him.
Yeah. I will not, maybe I'll dive into it a few episodes in, but yeah, it was just a really bad relationship, really traumatic, but really shaped me into the person that I am. And I remember seeing Kai at this conference, and he, at the time, like, he looked like my ex. Like, he had the same hair. So he doesn't think he looked like
I did not look like his ex.
But like, if you asked Morgan, and if it was just like the angle or something, he just looked like my ex. And I remember feeling like, like, what the, like, is that? Oh my God. But then like really looking and being like, no, that's not him. And I remember getting triggered, like to the point where I like had an anxiety attack, and I literally had to leave the room and like call my mom and like call her on her cell phone and was like bawling to her and was like, oh my God, like I just seen this person and thought it was my ex, and was just like getting very emotional. And like she was like telling me like, oh, like, it's good you're going through these emotions, like you're sober now, and you just got to remind yourself that it's not him.
Wow.
Maybe you should go up and just like introduce yourself and and just to kind of put in your mind that that's not the person that you're thinking of. And of course, I listened to my mother. Oh my God, it's actually so funny. Okay.
So it's Verge's fault.
I like to blame Verge, yeah.
Oh, Virginia. Wow, the power that I have.
Yeah, no, it was... No, it
just had you crying, no reason.
Just because I thought he looked like me.
Yeah, so I get this fucking tap on my shoulder from this brown twink. I'm like, oh God. So I turn around.
It's me. I just finished crying.
Yeah. And he's like, can I talk with you privately? And I was like, sure. You know what I legit thought you were going to say? Mm-hmm. Do you have any dietary restrictions? I thought you were like an employee.
Gee.
Thought you were gonna like ask me about like lunch or something.
I'm dead.
So he pulls me aside and he's like, I just want to let you know your presence here is very triggering to me. I was like, whoa, right off the bat, okay. I was like, sorry? With like a question mark.
And we didn't even have a conversation. This was like our
first time ever speaking to each other. And he's like got this crazy outfit on. He's got like snakeskin boots on and this like crazy jacket with fringe, and he looked cool, but it was like a lot for like 1 PM. It was like a lot. And he's like, yeah, your presence here is really triggering to me. You look a lot like this guy that I just got out of a relationship with who was like very abusive. And I don't know, I'm just like, I just wanted to come and talk to you so that I can like put a face to a name and like just really realize to myself that you are not that person. And like da. So he's just trauma bombed me.
Literally trauma dumped you.
Holy frick. I was like mega trauma bombed, and I was like, okay, like, and I really didn't know what to say, so I'm like, sorry, like, I guess I don't know.
I honestly don't even know what I was like kind of expecting to from that confrontation. I feel like it was like more like it was more for me rather than it was for you.
I was obvious it was more for you. I was like, cool, sorry, that's crazy.
Oh my God.
And then I went and sat down, and I immediately went over to my friend, and I was like, guess what? Look at that fucking crazy guy over there. He's unwell.
I really was unwell at that time of my life.
And then that 2-day conference, I was there as a member of Two Sims. I was one of the delegates from Alberta, and yeah, I got to meet Morgan there, and
I got to meet a bunch of people there.
Yeah, we met a ton of people. It was really fun.
That conference was very like I guess, pivotal in my two-spirit journey, because that's where I got to meet all of like my knowledge keepers and the elders and everyone who kind of basically paved this road for us.
Yeah, and I got preyed on by an elder there.
Oh,
it was
God.
really disgusting, and they're like a really prominent elder in the community, and I block them because they're not safe. And anytime I know that people are going to be working with this person, I give them a heads up. So don't think that I'm like trying to protect his identity and like not call him out on his shit, because I did call him out, and it was just a whole thing. Maybe I'll get into that at some point. But
yeah, I feel like that's a topic we could definitely dive a lot into, because I feel like that's also a topic people don't really talk about, is like the predator behavior that happens within Indigenous communities, and more specifically towards 2S LGBTQ individuals, like two-spirit people.
And not even at the hands of other two-spirit people. A lot of the time it's at the hands of straight men. I call them straight to bed.
Yeah, straight.
We
always use those quotations, yes.
Yeah. Ooh, we have so many stories about that. We could do a whole episode on just that, honestly.
I think we should.
I really think we should too.
Sound off in the comments.
Do you want messy stories? Okay, so goals and aims for the podcast. What do you think?
So I feel like I kind of explained it a little bit in the intro, but I guess we could kind of dive more into it. Like, I feel like the goal of this podcast, for me, like when I think about this podcast, like I think of like the young Indigenous folks out there who are in the res or in an urban setting, wherever they may be, who may be alone in their room and just need kind of like a good laugh. You know, they're missing their cousins, they're missing their aunties, you know, they're just miss being around family or community, and they could just put on this podcast and just feel like they're sitting with their cousins, you know, and just like talking about rank shit and just laughing and just, you know, also healing through that laughter too. Because what people forget is that laughter is truly medicine, you know, and I feel like we're definitely more than our trauma. You know, we're such multifaceted people, you know, and I feel like it's time to showcase that.
I think it could be summed up in one sentence. And I've said this before to a good friend of mine, Winique, and I said, if reconciliation is possible, it's going to come on a vehicle of Indigenous joy. And I think that that's really, truly a goal, a mission of pretty much anything we do, but more specifically and namely this podcast, because we get a ton of comments all the time of people being like, you guys seem like so much fun. I wish I was sitting there with you, or like, I want to be friends with you guys, or how do I apply to be a part of this group? Like from just young Native people. And that is so awesome. That's like one of the best.
Makes me feel good,
comments.
yeah.
Like, because I want you to be friends with us. Like, I want you to come and sit and like chill. That's why I think we need to do like meetups.
Yeah.
Like community meetups, and just be like, should we all do a potluck in the park and just get like a big blanket, and everyone just like gets to hang out and meet and just have fun together. Like,
bring some dry meat.
For real.
Some
and just some tweez. Bring it back to the old days where we got to just visit and we couldn't just FaceTime each other. We actually had to go to the person's house, knock on the door, and go sit and have like tea with them. Like that's what my mom and I used to do all the time with my cook and Bertha. We would just show up at her house without even letting her know.
Yeah.
And we would just sit there for 5 hours while they just laughed and I watched Pokemon movies. Like that's what we did. And that's a tradition I don't want to like die. And so
no, that's something even for me too, like something that I reflect on growing up, and some of the best memories I have was always either going to like my grandpa's house, specifically in Moose Factory, and just knowing that like all of my cousins and all of my aunties, like everybody was just gonna be there, you know, and we were all just like chilling, just talking. Like this was before social media too, so nobody was like on their phones like scrolling through Facebook or going on Facebook Live. Because we all know our aunties love to go on Facebook Live. I don't know. I feel
no reason
too. We're just like, sometimes we're even at a funeral.
Holy fuck.
My aunts will go.
Jeez.
Yeah, I mean,
that's chaps.
It's cute. I love them for it. But like even like before social media, like when we were just like hanging out at my grandpa's, like I always think of those memories and those like hangouts and those laughters and those conversations that we had with our cousins and like our aunts, uncles. Like I don't know, I just always I feel like those really shaped me into the person that I am and shaped my humor and like helped me kind of go through the hard things in my life, because like even though I was like going to my grandpa's and like meeting up with my cousins, you know, I was still dealing with like a lot and like home, you know, like I said, my mom was like an alcoholic, so there was always like parties going on and like strangers coming in and out of my house. So going to my grandpa's was almost just like a healing place for me, like you know, just like a place for me to kind of just chill out and hang out with my cousins and kind of forget about the hardships and just make me realize like how beautiful life is, you know. And I really just like, like I think it's just really important to have those people around you, you know, like family, friends, your chosen family, and really just makes life more I want to say more bearable, but that sounds horrible. But like just makes life more special, I find, you know.
Absolutely. I would definitely say that that's a big pillar of our podcast, is really going back to that, which is like being able to be present and connect and share and like heal. And like people always say like, oh, we carry around medicine bundles. And I always tell people whenever I do like keynotes and stuff like that, is I tell them laughter is the biggest medicine that I have in my bundle. And it's the one that I use the most to heal people around me, in and around me. And so there's probably a lot of misconceptions about you. And like, what would you like people who are listening to this podcast to kind of like know about you that maybe they have thought about, but you just want to like clarify? Because I know I have a lot.
Fuck, I don't even know. Well, like I would say people probably think I'm like a snotty nosed, stuck up fashion biatch.
I thought you were gonna
and
say
that's
that.
True. No, I was kidding.
No.
I don't know. Like,
let's start with the truth. A smaller list would be, what are the things that are true?
Frig, I don't know. I feel like, yeah,
we have a lot of overlapping misconceptions, I feel like.
Sometimes people think I'm Kai.
Literally, I've had people come up to me and they'd be like, oh my God, I love your designs. I'm like, which? I'm like,
Girl, where?
I know it happens so often, to the point where like I can just already tell when they're coming up to me. Oh my God, I love you. We saw your fashion show. I'm like, you did not see a fashion show. Like, what are you talking about?
Oh my God, I
I'm like,
love that TikTok you made.
even like people's parents coming up and being like, oh my God, I love you. You're Mr. Wabano, right? I'm like, no. Like,
we don't look alike.
He's the other twink on social media. Like, I don't know.
I think we're just gay, two-spirit.
Yeah, but I also get mistaken for Dane, you know, Dane Lady Tug-Eye. I also get mistaken for Shelazon all the time. People are just like assholes. Like, they don't take a second to like realize, oh, this is a completely different person. We don't even look the same.
Yeah.
He's like a whole foot taller than me. Like, come on, you guys. Like,
yeah, I don't think I think you're the only person that I ever get mistaken for.
You're welcome. Wow, what an honor.
I'm over it.
No, but I think so big misconception I think about both of us is that we're mean. We're mean to each other.
If you are.
Yeah. But in all seriousness, that's one that I get all the time is, you're a bitch, you're mean, you're stuck up, you're this, you're that. And it's not true, obviously, but
I feel like once people like experience you in person, their whole mindset changes.
Yeah. I've had to have moments in real life where I've like made jokes. And here's the thing, I'm a comedian. I've always been a comedian. It's my brand. I love teasing. I grew up very, very, very resi, where you couldn't do anything without getting called out. Like, oh, like even the smallest little things. You'll be like eating supper and you're like, achoo. And someone would be like, holy real fucking, are you done? Like, or like, just overdoes it. Like, holy.
She just wants to be blessed.
I know. So like, when you grew up in a home where it's just like, for lack of a better word, like really savage with like, it's the way that people will just jump on you for anything. You have to be quick on your you got to know how to like defend yourself. You have to learn how to take it. And you have to learn that it doesn't come from a place of malice. It comes from a place of love. And I always tell people my love language is teasing. If I'm poking fun at you, it's because I love you.
Yeah. If an Indigenous person is not teasing you, you should be concerned.
Yeah. I'm like,
we always tease each other.
You will know that I don't like you because I will completely ignore you. because I'd rather not to talk to somebody that I genuinely don't like.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not the kind of person who's like, oh, haha, nice to meet you. Like trying to have a relationship. If you've pissed me off or you've done something to me that I don't like, I'm just going to ignore you.
Yep.
And that's a gift.
Mm-hmm. And that's perfectly valid too.
Yeah. But if I do really like you, or if I'm just meeting you for the first time and I want you to like me, you'll see me. I start off really chill. I'm not like immediately like attacking your body and doing crazy shit like that. I only do that to Scott because we're very, very close. But when it comes to just meeting people for the first time, it's really, really basic jokes. Stuff that's like a little bit funny, but it's not really serious. So they know that I'm playful.
Just gotta test the waters.
Yeah, you have to gauge their reaction.
So, see what their humor is.
There's definitely been times where I've said something and been like, oh, too far.
Like, oh yeah, it just gets so awkward. We're like, ah.
That was a joke, by the way.
Like, oh, are you okay?
Yeah.
They think it's like a serious thing.
Or I'm just like trying to riff with them and like just say something like real crazy, and they're just like, what? And I'm like, oh, it was a joke. Sorry. I'm shut up now.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Because it just becomes awkward.
Yeah. No, those are always the most awkwardest situations.
So I feel like that would be the biggest misconception that I would love to just strike off the plate right now, is that we're going to be joking quite a bit.
Yeah. I feel like people think we're bullies too, which is,
yeah,
I feel like that's wrong.
Well, you know what it is? It's because we usually travel in groups.
Mm-hmm.
We have like a little squad that we take care of each other. We're a little family, you know? And when you are somebody who goes to an event, for example, and you see a group of like 4 or 5, and I'm putting air quotes here, like influencer, like famous, like whatever, you know, whatever people call you. If you see a group of people like that hanging out, like you got to understand, we are friends. And even before TikTok and all of that, like fame and whatever, genuinely friends, really enjoy hanging out with each other, would be hanging out together even if there wasn't any of that, like, you know, small modicum of fame. But when people see that, they think like high school days. They think like people are in cliques, like they're purposely doing that to like distance themselves from the group, and like, oh, they're gossiping, they're probably talking, and like really all we're doing is
guess what I heard.
Shout out to Jeff Bryan. That video was so funny on TikTok.
Don't pick him up, he's a gossiper.
Yeah. Guess what I heard. But yeah, so people I think will fill in silence and fill in the unknown with their own preconceptions, and that usually comes from a place of insecurity or past trauma. And so it's valid, like whatever. But when you see, like, for example, our group hanging out and we're laughing together, it's easy to think like, oh,
they're laughing.
Yeah, they're laughing at my outfit, or oh, they're laughing at the way, you know, whatever. Really, we're laughing about probably a dumb TikTok, or like making fun of each other. Or like whatever, like we're so kind of in our own world sometimes, and I guess that can be perceived as like not wanting to engage with people, or like wanting to be mysterious, or thinking you're too good, because that's another big misconception, is we're too fucking bougie.
Yeah, and that's something too I feel like I get a lot, is like, oh, you're too good, or you think you're too good than us, but really it's like sometimes you're just protecting your boundaries, or protecting your energy, and just like really conserving your energy sometimes, and like really, I don't want to say like basically picking and choosing like how to give your energy out. I think that's something I learned for me personally, like being, I guess, getting this type of platform that we have now, and
people feel entitled to your energy and your time.
Yeah, and they automatically get offended when you don't really, you know, you're being protective of that energy, and people don't realize like I get drained easily. My social battery, like if I'm like out at an event for like an hour or something, like I need like a few days to like recover from that, you know, like, and I feel like sometimes people take that the wrong way, you know, and I'm very sociable, not gonna lie, like I could be very sociable, but I'm also very introverted, and like to keep to myself sometimes, and I don't want people to get offended over that.
Yeah, absolutely. And like I have a higher threshold for being able to like be social and like butterfly, but yeah, I feel you. It gets really, really tiring, and you'll have people that come up to you, and oh, I've been at so many events where what do you call them? Fans, followers,
community members, like just
some of them aren't even my community.
No, well,
they're just people that like have seen videos of
supporters, relatives.
Yeah, I suppose. I wouldn't categorize
I
them
don't
all
like
as
using.
supporters.
I don't like using followers. I don't know. I feel like that's just like I don't like using that word. But that's
Yeah,
just-
it's that's why I ask. I'm like, what do I even call these people? I don't know what to call them. I'm
your
hesitant.
cult.
I'm hesitant to call them supporters because I know
Some
most of them
are,
don't.
Yeah, some of them are.
And I'm
actually-
hesitant to call them community members because they're not in my community and they're not a part of my community.
Mm,
And some of them don't have the best intentions.
yeah.
So I just followers is a really great word to use because they're strangers and they follow my content.
Following your journey.
Yeah, but it just
I guess when you put it that way,
it just sounds really impersonal, which it is. But people, what they do is they build like a parasocial relationship with you,
Oh, yeah.
and then when they meet you, they think that you're just buddies, like you're just besties. And as long as they do it in a nice way and it's chill, I'm cool with being besties with strangers. But a lot of the time, when you give a lot of your energy like that and you're telling a lot of personal things about your life, it can backfire and it can have people making assumptions about you. And like, there's, even when we go to like events sometimes, some of the coordinators will be like, oh, you probably, like, I remember somebody was like scheduled to pick me up at the airport to bring me to this conference I was speaking at. And I remember her being like, I'm really sorry you have to drive in my vehicle. It's not like brand new or anything. I know you probably would prefer like an Escalade. And I thought she was joking. So I was like, yeah, I was like,
actually, I would.
I thought she was joking. And of course, me, my dumbass, I get off of like a really crazy flight and I'm like tired. And I remember being like, oh, it's okay. I'll just move all the garbage or something. I said something really like, I thought we were riffing. I thought we were joking with each other. And she goes, oh, no, I at least cleaned it. And I was like, yeah, no, like, this is fine. Like, I don't want an Escalade. I thought we were joking about your vehicle. I was going to call it even worse, but I didn't. Thank God I didn't, because I thought it was a joke, but I guess you genuinely...
You were testing the water.
Yeah, and then a good thing I did, because she genuinely thought that I wanted an Escalade, or like that I was thinking I was too like, oh, I need to be fucking driven in a Tesla to the event.
I totally feel that too. I feel like it happens.
But that's not fair to me.
Yeah, no, it's not.
I didn't even do anything. Like and the thing is I don't show up bougie all the time. I look crazy most of the time.
Yeah.
And like I always talk to Tia about this. I'm like, there's two versions of me. There's dolled up red carpet, or like at least looking nice, and then there's goblin, like crazy looking, like Smeagol goblin.
The one we have right now.
Which one's this? It's giving bridge troll, like for real, like crazy. With just like 2-day-old crusted makeup, like crazy frizzy, crazy hair, wearing sweats and like moccasins. I look crazy. And so that's usually the version that people get when they pick me up from the airport, or like meet me in an intimate kind of setting like that, where I'm not on. I'm just like traveling. Traveling is the worst. We can get into all that later, but that's one big misconception is, oh, you're like too bougie. And like, here's the thing. I'm not actually bougie. Scott is bougie. I'm not. I just pretend that I am.
I'm bougie, but I'm also resi too. Like, I'm not like bougie where I'm going to judge somebody for picking me up in like a Chevrolet.
Yeah, I didn't mean that. So that's good to clarify, because what I meant with bougie is with like his clothes and his like style and his like fashion sense and what he considers to be how he wants to like present yourself. Like, you will straight up tell him, if I'm like, oh my God, you should wear this, you'll straight up be like, no, ew. Which like most of my friends, if I give them like a nice outfit, they'll be like, oh my God, thanks. And they'll wear it. But if you genuinely don't like it, you're going to be like, ew, no.
Well, why am I don't like being fake to my friends. Like,
no, that's good. But that's what I'm saying. It's like, I remember there was one time Scott and I were poor. We were really poor. This was
really poor.
This was back when we were like hustling for one gig. And the gig paid literally nothing. Like back $100. Like, you're lucky if you got an honorarium. And we're out here crying, selling our trauma for some Timbits gift cards. Like, that's how bad it was back in the day.
Jeez.
When Scott and I were living together. And I remember, I think Scott got paid by some panel he did, or who knows what. But it was like $200. And I remember... No, well, yes, bucket in a bottle, first of all. But second of all, I remember we were walking down Queen, and Scott was like, "Oh, I want to go into this like consignment store." We go into this store. He spent like pretty much his entire $200 on a fucking shirt. And I think it was like Balmain or what was it?
I think it was Balmain. Yeah.
Holy crap. And I remember being like, "Oh, how much was the shirt?" Thinking like $40 max. He's like, 170. I was like, "What?" And then we had no money for food.
Oh my God.
We couldn't even Uber home because he spent all his money.
There's this quote that Carrie Bradshaw said in Sex and the City where it's like, I had the choice of buying a Vogue magazine or dinner. And she chose Vogue magazine because she felt it like fed her more. And I felt like that quote was something I knew about it, but I didn't realize I actually lived my life that way.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I literally used to do that. I would spend like, even like when I was going to college, like on my school checks, when I was getting funded to go to school, like I would be buying like, I would be spending all of that on like a pair of designer, like t-shirt or like shoes or sunglasses or anything designer. I don't know. I just always wanted it. And I just always had that mission.
There's probably something there about like manifestation.
That's kind of what I viewed it as, you know, like once I started putting my money towards these certain things, eventually it would just become normal, you know, where it was just like, I don't even know, like, yeah, basically manifestation.
Fake it till you make it kind
fake
of
it. Yeah, fake it till you make it. I always told myself growing up, like even just being like a young little res kid, like I always just wanted a closet full of designer clothes. Like that's just something I've always wanted. And even when I'm like older and like want to pass things down to like my nieces and nephews or children, if I ever decide to have any, like they'll have like this, all these vintage designer stuff, you know, I just always had that mindset. And even just like beaded stuff too, like, you know, it's just always been so sentimental to me, like fashion and passing down things, and I just always wanted to invest in that, and just it was just always been a dream of mine. I don't know, I love fashion. I appreciate the craftsmanship, I appreciate the storytelling that goes towards it.
And who doesn't like to look good?
Exactly.
Yeah, so I think that that's something that's very like genuine about you, that I think is maybe a misconception, but like you are such a lover of the art of fashion, and you live and you breathe it, and it's not just for social media, it's not just for Facebook, it's not just for whatever conference you're at. It's like you live that way even to your last dollar, and you walk that walk, and that's your life, and it's a passion of yours. And no different than like other people's passions who like, for example, my passion, I love computers.
Yeah, gaming. I love
gaming. If you go into like MySpaces, you'll see a down payment on a house in terms of like computers and like monitors and gadgets and chairs and desks and lights, and it's a passion, it's a love project. And there's people who like collect cars and like restore them and and like, if they can have their passion, why can't you? Exactly. Just because yours looks a little different, like but people are so quick to be like, oh, like you're snobby, or you're too bougie, you think you're so
too
good,
materialistic.
Too materialistic.
Yeah, I get that a lot. Yeah.
And it's like, no, you can just be a lover of something and just think, and if it makes you feel good and it doesn't hurt anybody, like don't yuck someone's yum.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like, why? I don't know. And so I feel like I get a little bit of my bouginess just from osmosis from you. A little bit just from like being around that space. But I've always loved fashion, but maybe not as much as you. But as I moved to Toronto, because there really isn't any fashion in Edmonton, let's be honest, and I didn't have a reason to dress up.
You guys
in
have
Edmonton.
that one thrift shop that you guys
Plato's Closet.
Plato's Closet. Yeah, we don't have that in Toronto.
There's one in Etobicoke.
Oh, is there?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Actually, I did not know that.
Yeah.
Well, not downtown Toronto anyways.
No. Plato's Closet is the shit.
The first time I ever heard of Plato's Closet was when I was in Edmonton visiting you. And I remember being like, oh my God, it's not Valley Village. It's not like, it's Plato's Closet. It was so beautiful.
Yeah, it's thrift, but it's like good quality, like good finds. And it's relatively decently priced, which is really nice. But yeah, so I think moving to Toronto really helped me to start having more of an affinity for styling and like not just wearing whatever you can find, but actually putting together a cohesive look and like expressing yourself, and you can still be comfortable but still look well put together. And how much confidence it gives you, and how it changes the way people treat you. Like, do you remember when I was wearing recently, this is like a week or two ago, I was at the Toronto International Film Festival. I was on the red carpet of Resball. I was one of the hosts who was going to be interviewing the cast. And so I got to be a part of the whole experience. And I'm wearing this beautiful gown by Leslie Hampton. It's black. It looks really intense. I got my hair professionally done by a good friend of ours, Israel.
Oh, I love Izzy.
Love Izzy. He did my hair so well, and I did my own makeup. I looked amazing. And I remember I didn't have to show anybody my accreditation, my badges, nothing. They were just like, "Yep, come this way, come this way." It's literally fake it till you make it. If you show up looking bomb and you hold your head high, people don't question you.
You can literally walk into any party.
Literally, I've done that before. I've fully
they
gone
won't
in.
even ask you your name. They'll be like, "Oh, you're coming to a party? Yep, it's over here."
Yeah, I've gone to parties and I know I don't have a wristband. I know I'm not on the list, but I'm like, "Hey guys," and I just walk in, and people just let me walk in because
is bomb.
Yeah, you look cool as shit. And fine, go in. Like, we don't know who you are, but we want you here.
Yeah, and if you're being kind and sweet, I feel like that's it'll take you a long way. Kindness goes a long way.
Absolutely. But that's a big piece of advice. Just manifest it, live it until it becomes reality.
Fake it until you make it. Literally. I feel like Kim Kardashian gave that same advice before. And I just remember kind of living my life that way. I don't think people realize how influential Paris Hilton actually was to me growing up into res. Like, I felt like I really didn't have people to look up to in terms of me growing up, and like somebody who kind of made me feel like, oh, like I could do that, or somebody who made me feel like seen until I seen Paris Hilton. And when
that's so funny to me that that's like one of your biggest role models, because I fell kind of victim to the whole jumping on the bandwagon of like calling her a bimbo and like just seeing her not as a real like serious person. But I have since changed.
Yeah.
I think that she's an incredible businesswoman. She's super intelligent.
So smart. She's also an Aquarius. She's an Aquarian sister, which I love. But yeah, she's just always been like that person who has just been so business savvy and just knew how to, I don't want to say knew how to make money, but just like knew how to kind of turn something from nothing to something for herself, I guess you could say. Even though she's like a Nepo baby and already had that life, like she easily could, like, if you compare her to Nikki Hilton right now, she could have easily went like the Nikki route, you know, and like marrying like a Rothschild and like being like a stay-at-home wife and stuff. But she just made a whole name for herself, but was also like living her life, you know, not giving a F what other people thought.
Probably has like 30 businesses, like crazy.
Wearing designer head to toe, had the cutest little dog, Tinkerbell. Oh, rest in peace, Tinkerbell.
Oh, Tinkerbell died?
Yeah, she died like a few years ago. It was really sad.
Damn.
But yeah, Paris Hilton has just always been that bitch for me. Paris Hilton's BFF. Do you remember that TV show? I remember I wanted to be on that show so bad. I was
crazy.
A little 11-year-old res kid with fucking long ass hair and glasses and chubby and just being like, I'm going to be Paris Hilton's best friend.
Oh my God. What a time to be alive.
I didn't got to meet her at Coachella.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Love that. You met a lot of people. Scott's met more celebrities than a lot of people I know. Even like I know celebrities, and like Scott's met more of them than
I feel like we have our equal share.
I've met a lot of cool celebrities, but none. Well, I'm trying to think of like A-list. Probably like I think Viola Davis was like the most most famous person that I had like a conversation with, who hugged me, who like we had a moment.
You gifted her beaded earrings.
It wasn't just like, oh, I saw her on the red carpet walk by. We actually. She knows who I am. Like we talked. I gave her something. She hugged me. She almost cried. It was like a full moment. So I think like probably her, Buffy. I did meet Buffy though. I did meet Buffy Saint-Marie. Yeah, at a premiere. Just met Tantu Cardinal.
Oh yeah.
I partied with her actually.
Love Tantu.
At the Indigenous Screen Office Gala. Holy crap, she's so cool. Like, just so much fun to hang out with. She grabbed my cheeks like this and said, "You're so beautiful." And I was like, "Really, Tantu? Okay, thanks." And she interlocked arms with me and we just walked around and like hung out together for over an hour.
Damn.
Yeah, we took photos together. She told me she wants to be in my movie.
Oh my God.
I know. She was like,
iconic.
she's like, just say the word. Yep, I'm in it. Yep, I'm gonna do it. And I was like, really? Okay. And
That's
her
literally such an
her
empty
assistant is
response.
right next to her being like, okay, I'm writing this down. And I was like, yes, write it down, please. Because I don't want her to forget this. And then I saw her 2 days later at the Runway of Resilience show for Seeing Red.
Oh my god.
We were both literally, our seats were side by side. It was like Tantu Cardinal, Kairyn Potts, Scott Wabano. Scott couldn't make it, but Tantu was sitting right
Who was
next to
sitting
him.
in my seat? Because I remember telling Morgan to sit in my seat.
Yeah,
and she
Morgan-
was like, no, but somebody's sitting in your seat already.
Yeah, I ended up moving. I didn't end up sitting in that seat. I ended up sitting in, Tia got a whole row by herself.
Oh.
So we all just sat there. But I don't know. I want to say like the Prince of Grand Holy, I can't even talk. I'm
Just has a
stroking.
stroke.
Six Nations.
Oh.
Like Chief and Council of Six Nations, I'm pretty sure was there.
What?
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Yeah, I'm
Slay.
actually really sad.
Graham Greene,
Oh, Graham. Oh, Uncle Graham.
Uncle Graham, yeah, the iconic, the legend. Yeah, it was pretty star-studded there. So that was pretty cool. But yeah,
I wasn't fucking there.
I wasn't fucking there. Can we talk about how that video? So I made this video, for those of you who don't know, I made this video where I was at the Seeing Red event. It was a crazy night. Like, so many people were there who were like,
Every Indian in the world was there, except for me.
except for Scott. But for those of you who don't know, in Smoke Signals, Thomas is telling a story and he's talking about this powwow and he goes, every Indian in the world was there. And that's the joke, because he says that in the film. And so I made this video where I made all of my well-known friends, not all of them, there was so many people there I could have talked to, but I couldn't find them. And I just wanted
Just
all of my enemies. No, but I made this compilation video of like people just shouting, every Indian in the world is here. And that was it, really. It was a copy of a video that Scott made like a month earlier at Santa Fe when we went to the Indian market. And it was just meant to be just this like fun joke. But of course it got like hundreds of thousands of views and everyone is like, this is colonial, or like just finding reasons to get
They're
mad,
like,
just being angry for no reason.
I wasn't there.
You didn't even invite anyone from the South.
You
I'm
can't say every Indian in the world was there if we all weren't.
We don't call ourselves Indians. That's so awful. My God, like people just being miserable. I'm like, it's funny. You're allowed to laugh. Like, ha ha ha. If you don't like it, just keep scrolling. Like, and if you haven't seen Smoke Signals, you're not gonna get it.
I also just recently seen Smoke
Yeah.
Signals
Oh my
for the first
God.
time. Like,
Can we talk
last-
about how you not seeing Smoke Signals
last-
pissed me the fuck off?
Okay, yeah,
I was so angry. I was mad for a long time.
for the longest time, like everybody, like you'd see it all over Native Facebook, Native everything, you know, everyone talks about Smoke Signals and there is always references. And, you know, for the longest time, I would just like smile and be like, yeah, like Smoke Signals. Like I wasn't gonna admit and be like, I've never watched Smoke Signals.
Pretendian.
Oh, let's not go that far. But literally, I've never watched Smoke Signals up until probably like 2 years ago was when like the first time I watched it. Like after, like everybody's just making a lot of, you know, references towards it. My friends is bullying me for not watching it.
Yeah.
I
It's
find
just
it
one of those things. I just feel like it's a rites of passage.
Yeah.
You kind of just have to.
And then I got my status card right after I got watched it.
They gave it back
Yeah.
after confiscating it. But yeah. So
Yeah, it was I mean it's finally good. It's good to finally be able to understand all the references now. Yeah.
yeah.
We got to meet Adam Beach,
Yeah,
which was pretty iconic.
we hung out with Adam. Where were we? Flin Flon. No.
Opasquayak.
Opasquia Cree.
Opasquia.
Shout out to Opasquia Cree Nation.
I had the greatest time.
They
there.
really treated us like royalty there.
Really, like I felt so like taken care of.
Mhm.
It was really beautiful.
Shout out to Tyler
I love-
for really helping us out there and all of that team. Oh my God.
Bring us back. We had such a good time.
Please bring us back. It was like me, Scott, Brett,
Mhm.
Adam.
It was just a
Oh my
full-studded
gosh.
affair.
Adam Beach carried me.
Oh yeah.
He carried me like a little schoolgirl. Just picked me up, and I was just like, "Ooh, Adam Beach!" And then we went to the casino, and I was like playing slots with Adam Beach.
Oh my god, we were doing laps with Adam.
We were doing laps at the casino with Adam. Oh my God, it was so funny because when we were in the casino, we would be like, just playing and like whatever, having a drink and just like chilling, and then we would see someone walk in and be like, oh my God. And then you could tell that they saw Adam,
Mhm.
and then they would turn around, run out, And then people just started showing up.
Oh yeah.
Someone posted it on Facebook.
On Facebook, yeah.
Jeez.
I remember them. They were like, "Oh yeah, it was on Facebook that you guys were here, so we came here right away."
Yeah, someone was like, I was on the other side of the community. I came as fast as I could. She's like out of breath. I'm like, holy, just so that she wouldn't miss Adam. And
It was so cute.
it was funny because it was like one of those moments where people would come up and be like, oh my God, can we get a photo? And I'm like, sure. And they're like, thanks. And then they hand me the phone and they're like, take one of me and Adam. And I'm like, oh. Just got humbled real quick. I was like, shit. Okay.
Damn, that's when I kind of realized
that you ain't shit.
No. Oh, well, that too. Yeah. I ain't shit compared to Adam.
Oh,
you know?
fuck yeah.
Every like Indian country loves Adam. I love Adam too. He was really sweet, really genuine guy.
He made a full like 30-second video on my Snapchat so I could send it to my mother-in-law.
Oh my God, he did the same for my mom
yeah.
too. Yeah, my mom.
Like he took the time to be nice to every single person that came up. And look, by like the 15th time, I'm done.
Yeah,
I'm tired. Like please leave me
a
alone.
lot of respect for him for being able to do that, because he's also been in the game for years.
He's probably like much more used to it than us, because like if people are bugging me while I'm trying to eat, like I'm like, don't get in between me and my food, you know. But he got interrupted like so many times while he was eating, even by the staff who were like serving us.
Oh my God, yeah.
And he would leave and do video after video for people. He would be like quoting his famous movies. You know how many times people said, "Hey Victor" to him? Holy crap. Like it would drive me insane.
I think we asked him too. We're like, do you ever get tired of hearing like, "Hey Victor"?
He said like, yeah, a little bit, but also it's hard to be mad at something that's like so iconic.
Yeah. He said something about like, you just see like the joy that it brings people, and like it was a really sweet response. I was like, oh.
Yeah,
you could just tell he really loves his supporters.
I asked him, I was like, how did you feel about that ugly wig you had to wear in Smoke Signals? That crazy shake and go Party City witch wig.
Oh, God.
Crazy. But yeah, he was really sweet. So shout out to Adam. He told me he wants to work with me. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
He said he wants to do like workshops and stuff
with you.
I said, you can't afford me, Adam. Yeah. So, oh my gosh. First of all, we've talked about so much already.
I feel like there's so much more we didn't even talk about that we wanted to, but we're just like,
yeah,
we have so much more episodes that we could talk
about. Please, please, please stay tuned, you guys. Thank you for making our first episode so special. I was so excited leading up to this, and the fact that we're finally doing it is literally, I said it before, it's a dream come true, and I hope that we get to do 100 episodes.
Literally, it's been a long time coming. I feel like we've been talking about this for years now, finally being able to do it, and it's just really special to be able to doing it with Kai and being able to share it with everybody else. You know, I don't know. I just feel like it's going to be fun. I'm just excited for this journey. I feel like we have so much topics to talk about. I feel like,
yeah,
we're just ready to get rank, man.
We're just ready to get real.
Bring a little bit rank.
Real rank. Just rank out with you guys. Oh, and one last thing before we say goodbye. What's your current obsession right now?
Ooh, my current obsession. Oh my God. It's been Wingstop, actually, since I came to Toronto. I've been in Toronto for like, 2 weeks now? It's been 2 weeks starting tomorrow. I've had Wingstop probably like 7 times since I've been here. The garlic parmesan wings with the ranch and the loaded voodoo fries.
Voodoo fries?
They're called loaded voodoo fries.
That's
they
wild.
Have cheese, like sour cream, like bacon, like spices. It's just like, I could probably eat it every single day if I wanted to.
You have been.
Well, I mean, for the rest of my life.
Oh, jeez.
Getting a Wingstop brand partnership would be a dream.
That's the most big back response I've ever heard.
I just love doing big back activities.
Big back, big back. You know how the Snotty Nose Res Kids have that song, Big Braid Energy? Here's this big back energy.
Got BBE.
Got that BBE. I hate that.
Okay, what's your obsession?
Okay, I have 2 at the moment. My first obsession is Moodang.
Oh God, Moodang.
Moodang.
Literally took the internet by storm.
Moodang Dodem. We're Mudang clan up here. I just love Mudang. I just think Mudang, she's the mother I never had, the sister I always wanted, and the best friend I can always turn to. I don't know a better person. That's Mudang. What else? And then the second thing is obviously Pit Babe.
Oh my God, Pit Babe. I
Yes.
completely forgot to mention that.
Yeah, so Scott and I are watching a Thai BL drama. If you don't know what BL dramas are, they're just boys love. It's just gay. It's just gay.
Gayness.
It's just gay.
Gayness. The gay representation we need.
MLM, men loving men. That's what it is. And it's just a bunch of really pretty twinks who, the stories are always shitty.
They're always so fucking chaotic.
They're just so, those writers are drunk.
They just like choose things out of a hat. Oh yeah, let's throw this storyline in there.
They're like NASCAR driver, human trafficking, superpowers. Throw it all together. And then like werewolves and like literally, if you think that sounds crazy, that's literally what this show is.
Literally.
Anyway, we're obsessed.
It's so good.
Needless to say, we're obsessed.
I found all of my future husbands.
They're all so gorgeous.
Husbands.
The acting is not bad.
It's not bad. Yeah, no, I like it.
Definitely not bad.
Like, I'm into it.
It's kind of a guilty pleasure, I would say. It's not that I'm like embarrassed, but I just know that it's trashy because the stories are so bad.
It's just very...
Like there's times where we're watching and I'm like, really?
This would never happen.
Well, like, come on. I know it's supposed to be like a little bit ridiculous, but geez, when you're watching and then you see like just the most insane, unbelievable, crazy kind of story, it's like this especially the plot twists.
Oh yeah,
they're so stupid. You're like, this doesn't do anything for the story, but cool, thanks. It's like so dramatic for no reason. People are getting beat up all the time.
Beautiful.
Yeah, but you can't look away because they're gorgeous. And yeah, so we're obsessed with Thai BL dramas.
If you guys have any recommendations for Thai BL dramas,
we've seen most of them.
We've seen most of them. Yeah, literally.
No, we stopped kind of watching a couple years ago, so there's probably a ton more that have come out.
You've stopped watching.
Yeah, sorry, I've stopped watching. Oh yeah, I forgot.
But no, I feel like if there's some new ones, I'm definitely down to check them out. But I feel like we've watched a lot already.
Yeah, I like the Filipino ones as well.
We could probably do a whole episode.
I don't really like the Chinese ones. They're too censored.
Yeah,
they don't show enough goods.
Oh yeah, and then we also watched the Boyfriend on Netflix.
Yes. Oh my God, if you guys have seen The Boyfriend,
that was that. I'm still watching Shun TikToks. I'm still in Shun TikTok.
You guys can't see, but I'm rolling my eyes so hard they're gonna get stuck in the back of my head.
I love Shun.
Shun is like probably the worst character in the whole show.
He's toxic AF, which is my type. Anything toxic, I love.
Yeah. But anyway, those are our current obsessions, and yeah, I just want to say a huge Kichi Miigwech. I guess I should say it in my own language. I'm sorry. I'm living in Toronto, so I'm surrounded by Ojibwe Moin all day, and Anishinaabe every day. Everyone speaks Anishinaabe Moin, and I'm just getting used to like speaking Anishinaabe. So in my language, we say Ishnish. Pinamad, thank you so much. I'm so grateful to all of our current listeners who are on this journey with us, who have been so patient for us as we got ready to do this project together. And I can't wait to see what the future holds.
Yeah, no, I'm super excited. Just want to say Janaskamatin, Miigwech for everybody for tuning in, for all the love and support for the past few years. I'm just super excited to start this journey, this podcast journey. I know it's going to be a really fun one, and I'm just looking forward to seeing what it brings us.
Awesome. So I guess this is Kai and Scott signing off.
That was a wrap on our first podcast. Thank you, guys. Bye.
Bye.